went live just a few seconds too late, I guess.
I may have said the bad things about what I would do to Dan, but
Things that
we won't go there.
We probably shouldn't be talking about on stream anyway.
No. General rule of thumb: don't say that you're going to do bad things to people on the internet.
No, that's a bad idea.
This is like Internet 101, children.
Yep.
Internet 101. Don't say that you were going to
keep it off camera.
Yeah. Don't do bad things. Don't say you're going to do bad things to people on camera, on internet. Actually, even better, just don't say you're going to do bad things. Like, if you're going to do bad things, just do it. Just get it done. Commit.
Well, okay. I'm not going to expound, but probably doing what you said is a bad choice.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't do any of that.
Bad luck choices.
Anyway.
Hey, everybody. It's the Beamdog stream. It's Friday.
It is Friday. And you know what today? It's beyond Friday.
Although Friday
is a wonderful day, but beyond just being Friday, it's actually office move day at Beamdog.
It is.
Which means we are going to pack up all of our stuff in Beamdog East, as we lovingly have referred to it. A building full of character and mouse poo
and strange smells in the hallway.
Periodically strange smells. You can tell the temperature by the smell in the office. It's like, wow, it's smelling kind of bad.
Yeah.
It must be cold outside.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like, there's this one, 5-foot space right in front of the server room.
Where it's literally like a thermometer.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, it's cold outside.
And I got to walk through that every time I go to and from the kitchen, so.
Yeah, we are going to miss this.
I like this space. I mean, it has character in the sort of derogatory sense.
It has character.
I like it though. I like my corner of the cave, the Neverwinter cave.
But you guys are in the hot zone.
Yeah, it's true. We're in the hot room.
So there's the tropics and there's the frigid wastes, and there's actually nothing in between. So you're either in the tropics and you're like, I'm warm and I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm sweating even though it's cold outside. And meanwhile, the people down in the frigid tundra are sitting there going, it's so cold. I have a heater stuffed inside my blanket running up, even though it clearly says in the instructions to the heater to not do this. I am totally doing this.
Electric blanket burrito.
Exactly. I will totally risk setting myself on fire just to ease the pain.
Whereas at minus 15-degree weather, I still have a fan running at my desk.
Yeah. Because it's nice and toasty up there.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know why. There's it's actually fairly spread out. There's not a lot of computers or people to raise the temperature of the room, but
somebody said buy AMD hardware, free heating. I actually I had built a Bitcoin mining rig. Actually, it wasn't Bitcoin, it was a Litecoin mining rig, and I called it the Quadstrosity. The Quadstrosity was one of those open motherboards. It was like a test kit motherboard. And then I built a custom rack on top of it to mount 4 video cards. And then I had the riser connectors into the motherboard. And I had it running in a basement of my house for about a year. And throughout the winter, I actually didn't have to turn the heat up much because it actually kept my house kind of pretty warm.
Yeah. And your electricity bill was still being...
electricity bill was hot. And the basement was hot.
Yeah.
But the Quadstrosity was hilarious because it had a 1,500-watt power supply in it. And you had to slowly bring it up to speed, otherwise it would pop the breaker. So it's like... the third fan comes up, you're like, number 4 going for number 4. Number 4 is coming up, 60%, 70%. 85. Yeah, it's going. Look at those numbers. It is making numbers, and the numbers are slightly bigger than the previous numbers it was making. This is so exciting.
We are mining fractions of coins.
Exactly. But back in those days, Litecoin, man, you'd mine a lot and fast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I never quite got into cryptocurrency.
Back when they were worth literally less than pennies.
Yeah, I had a friend who got into Bitcoin when it was new, and few people knew about it. And he explained it to me, and this makes absolutely no sense to me. This is fake money that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, he's like, dude bought a pizza with it, man. It cost him 150 Bitcoin. Can you imagine that? He did some stupid computer thing, and he could buy a pizza with that. That's amazing.
And he mined 3 or 4 Bitcoin, and then I was like, okay, so you just spent 3 or 4 months getting 1 coin a month, but it's how is this valuable at all? And then, a few years later, it's 1 coin is worth $20,000.
My whole story was just ridiculous. So I built the Quadstrosity. First, I built a box, and I started mining Bitcoin, but Bitcoin seemed too big. The value was starting to go up. I think it was up about $30-$40 a Bitcoin. I was like, it's too much. This Litecoin thing is at like 10 cents. I think that people are looking for a currency that's like about $1. So if this goes up and it'll be about $1, that's the place I want to be. So I built one rig, started mining with it. Then I built the Quadstrosity, and the Quadstrosity ran for a long time. And I actually made enough money with the Quadstrosity that I used Bitcoin to buy hardware dedicated Bitcoin miners that I then used as heaters because they were blown about. They were about
to warm your house.
Yeah, little 450 watt heaters. No, I set them up under my desk.
Oh.
They were blowing on my feet.
It's actually a good way. Yeah, we don't need to probably pay for electricity or pay for heating in the new office. Just put up a Bitcoin miner in every corner.
Put up a whole bunch of Bitcoin miners. All of ours are dead now. They all died. So one of the things we did decide is that this is going to be the last stream of the year. Yeah. We had planned on doing another, but then Dan said, I'm going to be on holidays. And I was like, I ain't doing it without Dan, man. I ain't doing it. Not going to happen.
Well, I mean, Dan is on vacation. We are moving to a new office, so we're going to have to build a new stream room in the new office, and which we have sort of cordoned off at the moment.
Yes,
but
and
put up the green screen.
I literally just pulled some network cables through from the mechanical room into the server room yesterday, or no, day before yesterday. Yesterday I was hanging a TV.
Right on.
It was fun.
Those big 55-inch TVs.
Carpentry.
Nice.
So because it's the last stream of the year, we're going to give away more shirts.
Yeah. And
I made this ridiculous call. I'm like, dude, you know what we should do?
We were sitting right here.
We should totally give away a copy of Siege of Dragonspear Collector's Edition. And they're like, that would be madness. And I was like, no, dude, we got to do it.
Yeah. So we're doing that.
Because I'm able to do kind of things like that.
Dan's tearing one open right now.
I can just say, let's give it away. So we're going to give us some more shirts away this stream, and we're going to give a collector's edition. Dan is literally decapitating a box as we speak.
The box that the boxes come in.
So based on that,
here it is.
Here is the collector's edition. It is nice. It is big. It is huggable.
You get a Trent hugged collector's edition.
Yeah, we'll actually give you the one that I hugged.
There you go.
I'll leave the plastic on it. That'll keep it cool.
There you go.
But I might send you a piece of paper that says, I hugged this. And,
just a sticky note?
Yep. This has been hugged lovingly.
So you get a Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, Siege of Dragonspear Collector's Edition. That's one person.
That's a lot of labeling on there, man.
Well, there's a lot to say about it.
Look at that. On the spine, it's got the Siege of Dragonspear stuff.
Aside from that and Beamdog and the D&D logo, it's actually very text sparse on this box.
True.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot.
That's because we didn't have to put all these funny things on because we never sold it in the retail.
Yay! No barcodes.
Yep.
No hardware specs.
None of the other stuff. Yeah, we're bad for that. We give away a shirt.
Whoa, we're giving away the first shirt of the night.
Militron81, you get a T-shirt.
Militron81, congratulations, you won yourself a shirt.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure what T-shirt we're going to send you.
One of these.
We're going to send a Neverwinter one? We should have like a rando. We should have like a spinner.
Oh.
You get this shirt. Yeah, we'll get you that old.
Bring the secret Santa.
Oh my God, you got one of those old Gildan hair shirt era Baldur's Gate shirts. Let's not be giving away the shirt off my back.
Trent's current Icewind Dale T-shirt.
I love this shirt, man. That's why I've got 14 of them.
It's a rare item because Trent has all of them.
Because when the box came in, I was like, oh, I'm going on a business trip. I'll throw 4 of them in there. I'll give some away. And then the next business trip, I'm like, oh, I'll throw 5 of them in there and I'll give some away. And I gave some away, but that was it.
But the rest of them stayed in the bag.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Here's a question.
Yes.
Will the history and favorites come back in Neverwinter server list? Or is this me having an issue that no one else has? I remember seeing this. I saw a bug around this, that this was a bug.
Yeah, if this is functionality that has been removed, it is probably not intentional, and we will have to fix that.
Yep.
There's your answer.
So there is a temp fix adding the top server to favorites, apparently.
Right.
According to Templar Drake in the comments there. Because I can actually read that. It's hard on my eyes.
It's very small text from this distance, so... But hey, you know what we haven't done yet? We haven't even introed.
We haven't even done anything.
We haven't even touched Beamdog
We are like
news
the worst live host ever.
No, this is good.
No, this is we are bad.
We're doing it live.
Feeling shamed here, man.
We're only 10 minutes in.
Signed up for thing and I'm not doing the thing. Beamdog news.
It's Operation Kill Time. That's what it says on the top of the page.
It is. You're not kidding. He's actually not kidding. It says Operation Kill Time on the page. Mission accomplished.
Yay! Beamdog news.
So office moving day.
It
So
is
today we
office
are
moving day.
actually in the afternoon. A bunch of people are putting their stuff in a box. Over the weekend, their stuff will be moved to the new office, and we will get set up and running.
Yep. Labeling our chairs and our desks, putting things on our
With
monitors.
approximately 4.5 toilets in the new office.
4.5.
Yeah. Hoping by the end of the day it is 5.
It is not a urinal. It's just half a toilet.
Yeah, no, it's actually a gaping hole in the ground. You could kind of do the squat thing, and it'd be kind of gross.
I think the contractors might not appreciate that.
Yeah. Dude, move out of the way. I gotta
More
do
chapters below us. Right into the bookstore.
Yeah. So that is going very, very south. So let's not go there.
Yep. We already have, and it was a bad thing.
Yep. You should work for us.
Yes.
Because that'd be kind of cool.
Join us
in 2019.
One of us.
One of us.
One of us.
We're looking for more web developers, some more programmers. We're looking for a lead programmer candidate, and we're looking for some technical artists.
Yes.
We have the job perks, which are right here. It says money! ! Sweet, sweet Canadian pesos. I wasn't gonna go with that because I think the Canadian peso is kind of a personal. It's like a Canadian joke. We can joke about it, but if anybody outside of Canada jokes about it, we will totally sick our wilderness on you.
We'll look at you disapprovingly and say sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Benefits.
Yeah, there are benefits.
We have benefits.
Yeah, we have like a dental plan and vision plan.
Yeah, and 100% drug coverage.
100% drug coverage. Gym
memberships. Well, 100% up to a point, Dan. When you're going
100% if you're paying $5.
Yeah. I need all the extra stuff. Give me the heavy duty.
Yeah, we have health plan on top of Canadian national health care.
Yep. And then as well, we got gym memberships.
Gym memberships.
And the gym's actually about 2 blocks away, and it's about 2 blocks from the new office.
Yep.
So it's triangulated.
It's about equidistant.
Yep. We will give you the magically ever full fruit bowl.
Magic via the magic of Dan.
The magic of Dan keeps the fruit bowl almost always full.
Almost always. Yep.
Yep. Mandatory selfies with Trent.
Mandatory. Okay.
I don't recall that, but I think I did. Well, there was mandatory. So we had our Christmas party.
We did on Monday.
On Monday night, which was an odd day for a Christmas party.
you let us come in the afternoon the next
I
day.
I let everybody else come in the afternoon. Like everybody can take the morning off, but
we needed it because I know at least I was there until after midnight.
Yep.
And you were still there when I left.
Oh yeah,
so.
yeah. I think that's when I did my duet with David, and we did all.
No,
Along the
I was
watch.
there.
Oh, yeah,
yep.
That was
I was there for the Jimi Hendrix duet.
That was a good one. That was fun. I was even hugging and like, we're singing Jimi Hendrix. This is awesome. And I sang Jeremy by Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Which sounds so much better when I'm driving in my truck. This is just wrong, man.
Yeah.
Curse your voice for not sounding as good when Jeremy isn't being sung over top of me by Eddie Vedder.
It sounded fine.
No,
to me.
No, I was
in the next room, but it sounded fine.
While I was singing, I was like, I'm totally screwing this up.
That's okay. I tried to sing a song that required an octave change, and I was like, oh, I've had a few too many shots at this point. My throat doesn't do that anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a bad look. And then I just started singing Cake, and everybody kind of enjoyed that. So. Oh yes, Dan just dropped the bomb.
Dan just typed something out saying the speakers outside were blaring our karaoke, so all Edmonton heard. There's one of 2 possible outcomes here. 1, Dan is lying and he's just trying to make us feel bad. And number 2 is that Dan is soon to be departed from this world.
Apparently, yeah. Going out for a smoke break, the speakers were just playing our karaoke.
They were?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So if you were walking by outside that place on Monday night and you heard some awful karaoke, that was us.
Yep.
And we are totally owning that.
There you go.
Marketing news. We got a GOG winter sale going.
Yes.
So it looks like we're up to 75% off the IE games and DLC. By IE, of course, I mean the Infinity Engine games.
Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 2, Siege of Dragonspear, and Icewind Dale. And
Planescape
Torment.
God, 5 entire products.
5 games all at 75% off.
33% off Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition and the DLC.
Oh, yeah.
And
My personal favorite.
you can get 75% off Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition and its soundtrack on Beamdog.
Yep. So if you wanna buy it directly from Beamdog, which helps us, then go to beamdog.com and it's 75% off. Super cheap and fun to play.
So is that the end of the news?
That's the end of the marketing news.
The content, is that part of the news?
I think that's supposed to be part of the news.
I don't know, man. It's not clearly delineated.
It's part. Well, I mean, it is. It
has a separate heading, so I'm going to say the news is over. So we're going to give a T-shirt away after the news.
Marketing news is finished.
The T-shirt goes to Sherdoof.
Sherdoof. You get a T-shirt. Congratulations.
Well done. For having a name we actually couldn't screw up much when we pronounced it.
It was easy to read.
It was one of those ones we just hit.
Yeah.
Pow. Okay.
Right.
Contest.
Contest.
Do you know what contest is?
Contest that is not just being here to get a shirt.
Yeah, we have a contest.
We have a contest.
20 years of BG. 20 years. When I was a wee lad, and I had been sitting for 3 months in front of a computer testing Baldur's Gate multiplayer with my compatriot Tobin Manthorpe, and we looked at each other with sad looks in our eyes saying, if I have to click another OK cancel button, I will probably go berserk and destroy humanity as we know it. The announcement came that the game had indeed gone gold and that we were shipping, at which point Tobin and I hugged each other and swore never again should humans have to suffer like we have suffered. And
little did you know.
Little did I know that I would be coming back to it. But luckily, the multiplayer testing was much better this time around.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was so horrible. So horrible. But Baldur's Gate shipped 20 years ago, and after much debate, we agreed it was the 21st of December.
December 21st marks the 20th anniversary of the release of Baldur's Gate.
So I like to think about it in terms of, I've got good memory density leading up to these points. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember roughly this timeline, and then there's these gray zones. And those gray zones are whenever we shipped a game. And it was like, Baldur's Gate went out sometime there. And then Neverwinter Nights, there's just years that have disappeared.
The shipping haze, as we call it.
That for some reason just never ended. But 20 years ago,
into a fugue state the closer you get to releasing the video
20
game.
years ago, Baldur's Gate went out.
Yep.
So to celebrate that 20 years.
Happy anniversary, Trent.
That's not really my anniversary.
Well, it's part
Happy anniversary to everyone who touched Baldur's Gate 1 as it was going out the door.
The BioWare Baldur's Gate team.
What a bunch of young, happy individuals we were.
Happy anniversary, guys.
We were so young and silly. Congratulations to everybody who was involved in that team. It was pretty awesome. So, but what we want to do...
Yep.
Well, actually, what we want you to do...
Yes.
We want you to share your favorite memories of Baldur's Gate with us. We want you to do that through all of our various social media forums. But watch for posts today on our social media channels on ways to win cool prizes. So engage with us. We'll talk about how we're going to do the contest and what kind of stuff we're looking for. Jeez. Luke has a whole bunch of details.
I do. It's on your third page as well.
My God. The third page.
Nonsense. All right.
I've never seen a third page
before. Let's check out some contest details. First of all, the prizes. What can you win? A signed Dragon Spear Collector's Edition.
Signed one. Oh, my God.
My goodness. T-shirts, games, and DLC codes, and other fun swag. There are 4 ways to enter the contest, which I will read now. On Twitter, you can head over to the contest post and follow the Beamdog account if you do not already. Retweet our post and leave a comment about your favorite Baldur's Gate memory. And we'll be taking entries on Twitter until December 19th.
Yes.
On Facebook, you can leave a comment on the contest post with your favorite Baldur's Gate memory, and we will be taking entries there also until December 19th.
On the Book of Face.
On the Book of Faces.
That sounds really dark.
Write that down as DLC item for video games.
The Book of Faces.
On the Beamdog forums, you can share a story about an experience that you had with Baldur's Gate in the contest thread. Submissions there can be made before the end of December 19th. And via the newsletter. Sign up for the Beamdog newsletter before December 20th, 2018. And if you're already signed up, you're already in the draw.
Yep. So we'll be drawing for people who have signed up for the newsletter, and then there will also be the other social media draws.
Absolutely. A couple of fun prizes.
Yep. It'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
20th anniversary.
20th anniversary.
20 years. Oh, my God. 20 years. Terrifying.
It's like half of my life.
I'm an old man. I'm
Shall
going to
we
have this
move on?
existential crisis right now. Oh, my God!
Watch the 1,000-yard stare.
I'm old and dying.
It's fine.
Yep. So, Neverwinter EE News.
Neverwinter EE News.
Dev
so,
build.
Yes, we're releasing a dev build next week.
That's awesome.
Yep. Niv has been hard at work at pulling some additional stuff into the dev build. We are going to one of the major features that you can look forward to in the next dev build that's coming out is the keyholing shader.
Sweet.
Yes, which has been a long time coming. It's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, and we're looking at what else we can get in for this upcoming dev build, but because we also have vacation time coming up and so on,
Yep.
we
have a strong desire to not radically breaking everything.
Yeah, and I'm not going to write checks for Niv right now.
Yeah. So we got a question there.
Oh well.
Well, you should finish your announcements, dude.
Absolutely.
Let's keep it on the rails here.
Yep. We are looking at TrueType font, but I'm not 100% sure it's going to make in there. But we'll hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yep.
Also looking at whether we can get the new main menu art in or not for this upcoming dev patch. So these are the things that you might be popping up. We are also live on Google Play. If you have an Android device and you would like to play Neverwinter Nights on it, with all of the playable content of the original Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition on PC, then you can get it on Google Play.
So you should totally use that as a point to go and mock your friends that have Apple devices and say, simply because my OS does not enforce the requirement for 64-bit devices, mine is clearly superior to yours. Because I have Neverwinter and you have nothing.
And you have to wait until the 64-bit branch has been integrated
you,
into...
my friend, are a hollow shell of a human because of your lack of Neverwinter on your device. That said, I'm an Apple user.
Yes.
So
iPhone 6 carrying Luke cries a single tear because I cannot play my own game on my own phone.
Yep. World. The cruel irony of it all. My God, we got so many questions. But we're going to stay on topic.
Yes,
Staying
on topic. Also, for those of you using the Beamdog client for Neverwinter Nights, we have changed the way that multi-language works. So you may have noticed yesterday that there was a very small update to the game that was released. That includes all of the talk tables for all available languages, which is French, Italian, German, Spanish, and Polish. And so now all of those languages in text are pre-installed in your game. If you want to get the language extras for an individual language, what you need to do is go to the Beamdog client drop-down, and there will be an item saying Neverwinter Nights X extras, like French extras or Italian extras. And you'll be able to download those, and that is the movie and audio files for it. Those of you who already own Neverwinter Nights who are looking for those may only at the moment see French and Italian, because we are having to manually provision all of these to everybody, but it will be done by the end of the day.
And by we, Luke means Luke.
That's me. Yes.
We will be doing it.
I am uploading CSV files.
The regal we. There you go. NW Sync updates.
NW Sync updates. We are, this is some things that Niv pointed out before last week, but I will rehash them. We are auto-removing old manifests from clients when servers generate new ones. We are adding the functionality to auto-reconnect users after a transfer via NW Sync finishes, as opposed to just booting you. And we are also looking at live reloading of resources from Override.
That's cool.
Which is also cool.
Bloop, drop it in there, and it live refreshes. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
So now I can deal with that question.
Yes, now there are questions that we can answer.
The question is, who is signing the box for the contest? The answer is the dev team. As to who exactly that is, whoever's handy in the office of the dev team when we go to sign. Oh, that one's already been signed.
Yep.
So this is a pre-signed version.
Do we have it? It's in a box somewhere.
It's in a
Sorry, it's
box.
packed
We're
up
ready
because
to
we're
set.
moving.
Exactly.
Yay.
Everything's in a box right now.
But, yeah.
The only reason that we're not in boxes is because we can move under our own power. Here's a question.
My signature is not on there.
Achievements. New patch for NWNEE when? So by patch, I'm assuming you mean live release of mainline build.
Yeah, so the dev patch, as we just said, we have one that is coming next week. We are targeting earlier in the week than later. But as far as the actual mainline patch is concerned, that is going to include all of the features that we plan on putting for that mainline patch. It's going to be an early next year kind of thing.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but you can look for the dev patch coming next week.
Yeah, I think the big thing to call out is we want to put a lot of stuff into dev patches, get it tested, make sure we're happy. When we're happy and we're stable, we've gone through, we've done a lot of verification, then we'll roll to mainline.
Yeah, that's kind of our process here. We want to get it out to, we want to get the individual features out as we roll them into the product so that people can test them, make sure that they work for what you need. And yeah, we recognize that there's a lot of rogue elements, as it were, with Neverwinter Nights.
Lots of stuff happening there. And the big thing is we have to not only QA our internal content, we have to attempt to QA external content as well. So that's a huge pain.
Yeah, we don't want to break the stuff that has been made over the last 15 years that the game has been on the market.
Here's a question. Will Trent Oster commit to supporting NWNEE for the next 20 years too? Dude, I'll be so old by then, I'll be like dust. I don't know if I got 20 years in me, man.
Nah, we'll just Warhammer 40K God Emperor you. It'll just be Trent's brain in a throne in the middle of the Beamdog office.
As long as I get power armor, I am in.
Yep.
In.
There you go.
So here's a question. So achievements come early January? I think achievements will come in January. I don't know about early.
Yeah, that's more appropriate.
Ultimately, we got to test and we got to make sure we're not blowing stuff up. The rule of thumb is make things better, don't break things.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and hold to that. Here's another question. So Luke, how are you going to spend the holidays? Are you playing games? Are you going to Hawaii? Are you replaying BG for the 20-year anniversary?
So my family lives in Nova Scotia, which is on the East Coast. So I'm going to be, and my parents retired and moved back to Canada from living in California for 20 plus years.
Okay.
Right before I took the job at Beamdog.
Okay.
So my parents moved back to Canada, and then I promptly left the province. These two things were not specifically
Hey,
related.
Mom and Dad, I'm here. You're moving to where I was. I'm moving away now. See you later.
So I will go back to Nova Scotia to visit my family,
Yep.
which is going to be very nice.
So you're not going to Hawaii then?
I'm not going to Hawaii. No, I'm going to Nova Scotia, which is significantly colder than Hawaii.
Yep.
Although there is a beach, which probably won't be quite as warm and comfortable.
No. No.
Yeah.
I would imagine not. So my holiday plans are, I'm mostly staying here. I will take a little road trip to visit some family. But actually, I plan to spend most of my holidays making sure that the new office is in impeccable shape for when people show up, and printing propaganda to put on the walls.
Nice.
I have so gotten into the propaganda thing right now. I am on fire.
Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I've been in the new office. Construction has been going on even into today, right? So things, there were still like some cables hanging from the ceiling and stuff like that, but it has really come together. I like the glass wall thing we got going on with some of the pits.
Cool. Yep. And the contractor gave me the question. He's like, so in the plan we got 6mm glass. I think we should do 10mm because if anybody ever walks into or leans into the 6mm too hard, that could be bad. That the glass will bend, and then when glass bends a little too much, it's unhappy. So I was like, all right, fine, we'll go for the extra thick glass. So as opposed to the glass bending, now the person will bend when they hit the glass. So one of the stories, don't walk into the glass.
Please do not walk into the glass.
It's actually really bad because I got really used to walking through this one section that was open, and I almost got it. I started walking towards it, and then I was like, oh yeah, there's glass there. I should not thunder my face into it. Thunder!
As long as you stop far enough before the glass, yeah.
So here's a question. Luke, what kind of boss is Trent?
Trent is actually awesome to work with, and this is not just because he's right next to me.
Totally within strangle range, dude. I am within not a legit question.
No, but seriously though, for like, because when I first joined Beamdog, like I didn't know left from right. I mean, I've done the job that I'm doing for quite a while, but projects like Neverwinter Nights and Baldur's Gate are like, they're daunting tasks, and Trent put a lot of trust into me and has been very like receptive to the thoughts that I've had, and and like Trent as a boss is very much like Trent on the stream. I'll come to him with something like, you know, I'll stand there talking at Trent for like a minute or two, kind of explaining my thought process on things, and then I'm like, okay, then I want to do this, and he'll just go, yes. Make it so. And I'm like, all right.
I reserve the make it so for special occasions.
It's true. It's true.
I actually have to tee that up.
Yep.
There's like a lockstep process. It like, this has to be said, then that, and then I was like, make it so.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be ready for short answers. That sounds good, or, you know.
Why not?
All right. But yeah, like, yeah, I have a lot of fun here. And yeah, Trent is real easy to work with. So for those of you who are considering getting a job here at Beamdog, you're getting the experience right now.
Yeah.
He's a little less gregarious outside of the stream.
I jack up previously to the stream with a lot of coffee.
Yeah, so he over caffeinates on Fridays.
It makes me a little overly gregarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll go there.
Yeah. And
I'm a little more reserved usually.
Yeah. And it has been like, since Trent has primarily been at West a lot and I've been at East sometimes, you know, we have less conversations than I would like, but that's going to change on Monday.
That will change because we're all going to be in the same house.
And I'll be kicking down your office door 24 hours a day.
My office door will be open.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no need to kick it down.
It's fantastic.
So there was a question there that, will you fix the kobolds in the new menu art? 3rd edition kobolds don't have humanoid mammal noses. No. That art is approved.
It's legacy art.
Yeah, it's legacy art, so we're going to stick with it. Here's another question. Is the NWNEE stable patch coming this year? No, we're not going to patch mainline until next year. So we really want to make sure that we've got a really good, solid, happy patch, and we'll go with that.
Yeah, we have a lot to do with it.
Yep. So. Here's another question. Any news on how that shader rendering upgrade is faring? So Cam's working on it. He's looped in Sam, and I know he's trying to pull a couple more people in on it.
I lost Sam from my Neverwinter room in East already.
Yep. Sam was plucked.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. So in East, I have a room where all of the team from Neverwinter and Leah and Sarah sit, and yeah, Sam's desk was always nice to see coming down the hall because he's right in front of the hall, and he had those Christmas lights, and it was so nice. And now it's like dark in that corner.
Yep. And Sam is in the lab.
Sam is in the lab.
The lab, which is kind of like a fishbowl.
Well, it's a boardroom, right?
It's
like
supposed to be a boardroom, but we had set up some some computers in there, and we were doing some game jammy style dev stuff, playing around, having fun with it, and then we all got too busy and couldn't do it. That's what happens. 64-bit client when? So after we do a stable build, we're probably going to have to do the 64-bit integration. Once we've done the 64-bit integration, then we can probably roll with the new renderer stuff. And at that point, we could also do iOS. So the answer is kind of for a while yet.
Yeah. It's not a trivial merge. Like, the reason it hasn't happened yet is because it is a big job. There's a lot of stuff that has been committed to the 64-bit branch, and just updating all the binaries to work in 64 bits is a lot of work. That also is where like the bone updates live. So where our bone limit is currently 17 in Neverwinter Nights, we're going to be upping that to like.
Oh my God, that's the
48.
first question.
I know.
You answered the first question.
That's okay. We'll rehash it when we get to that point. But
Okay.
that's where the bone updates live. That's where some of the.
Is it bad that I actually remember the original conversation saying, "Yeah, 17 bones is tons, man. Nobody will ever need more than that."
Yeah.
That sounds fine.
Yeah, and some of the additional like work that's been done to support some of the new art that we've got, and so on and so forth, all live in the 64-bit branch. So we could potentially cherry pick those in, but that's a very messy process.
Yep.
So we're just waiting until the 64-bit stuff is ready to go in.
Keep seeing Dageldoppel in the list of people there. And my question is that a legit Dageldoppel or is that a Doppel? Because if it's real Dagel, this is my circle of trust. This is you. Trust you. Just remember that. I told him that the last couple of days he was working here. It was just funny. It was totally a rip from the Meet the Fockers. For those who haven't watched that family-friendly movie, which is, it's not a great movie. Like it's not great, but the Circle of Trust.
It is a classic Ben Stiller vehicle, though.
The Circle of Trust thing was pretty funny. Actually, was not a huge Ben Stiller fan.
No?
No, not for the longest time.
I
think,
was
what's
a
it,
fan
Tropic
of
Thunder, I think that changed me. I was like, this movie is bad. It's offensive and it's wrong but it's kind of funny, man. It's kind of well done in period.
Bad in the right way.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, Tom Cruise was brilliant. Tom Cruise, I gained new respect for Tom Cruise at that moment.
I think I was a Ben Stiller fan from Mystery Men.
Okay. Yeah, Mystery Men was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I never watched any of the Zoolander stuff. I never.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Owen Wilson, I never seem to enjoy his stuff. He's just a little too Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like doing Owen Wilson.
God, we should answer
impersonation, but that's about
questions,
it.
man.
Hey, all right.
We're not here to talk about Ben Stiller. We're here to talk about this. So recap the 17 bone thing.
Yes. Why don't we get into some community questions?
Community questions.
Community questions.
Community questions.
Before we do that, let's give a T-shirt away.
To Game Addict with a 4 instead of the A.
Instead of the first A.
Yeah.
G4 Me Addict.
So Game Addict, you have won a T-shirt.
Game Addict. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You got yourself a T-shirt. Community questions. Okay, so first community question. It certainly appears that there is a 17 bone limit on skin meshes now. Any bone beyond that is ignored by the engine. I've tested and reliably duplicated the issue, but I haven't seen any comments on whether the team is aware of the problem or not. We are.
Yep.
Is there a 17 bone limit in skin meshes now? Yes, there is.
It's hard-coded.
That is hard-coded in. Well, it is. It was hard-coded.
Yeah, the whole reason was back in the day that was all that the hardware could handle.
Yeah,
there was only room for 17 bones.
Due to some additional constraints, we were stuck with 17 for quite a while. We are expanding that bone limit, however. We were able to change bones from quads into quaternions. You can look that up if you want to know what that means.
That means pain.
Yeah.
From a math standpoint, quaternion equals math pain.
And also did some additional work to expand the number as it were, but that allowed us to effectively raise the bone limit quite a bit. But that is part of the 64-bit update, so you will not see the change to that for a little while yet, but it is happening.
Yep. We've got a second question here.
All right.
Neverwinter Nights. What would you consider to be the ideal system hardware configuration to run NWNEE with all the graphic quality settings at maximum and all the advanced frame buffer effects enabled?
Well,
ultimately, just buy the best box you can afford, dude. Really, hardware is silly. So my whole philosophy on buying hardware is you go out to the store and you buy the second best in every category, second from the top. Because the top, they are milking you hard. Sometimes it's the third from the top that you want, but there's always these sweet spots where you almost get the performance of the top end with half the price. Yeah,
in seriousness, though, the hardware spec for Neverwinter Nights is not super demanding.
No, right now it's actually pretty relaxed. And I think after we rework the renderer, it'll be weird because it'll get a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the capabilities of what we can do will go up so much, so we'll be able to tax hardware pretty hard.
Yeah, it'll have a lower min spec but a higher max spec, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now, minimum spec as is listed is an Intel 2 core Duo, 1 gig of RAM.
Can you even buy those anymore?
I don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
I'm so and like DirectX 9, OpenGL 3.0 compatible video cards. So pretty much any PC that's built to run Windows 10 is going to run is going to run Neverwinter Nights EE.
Yeah, and if you want it to run well, throw a good graphics card into it.
Yeah, don't use an onboard graphics card. I mean, it might still work, but a dedicated GPU is
dedicated GPU is the right answer. Always the right answer.
But you don't have to spring for like a GTX 1080 or something like that.
Or a 2080.
Or 2080.
I want the latest and greatest. I'm willing to sell my organs to afford that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Don't be selling things off your body.
Yeah, that's but as mentioned before, those specs are subject to change once they're rendered.
I actually tried to order some 2080s when we were building the machines for the lab, and guys couldn't get them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We got 7 of them in
we
new
have
machines.
7 2080s.
2070s. See there, one from the top. I've trained Dan well. He's like, buy one below.
Yeah.
Here's another Neverwinter question.
Question number 3.
You read that one.
Sure. Currently, the function void spawn script debugger does not work. This is because NWNEE lacks an executable in the utilities folder that is present in version 1.69 debugserver.exe. The 1.69 version should work with EE. As I assume you have all the contents of the utilities folder, could you please include this in a patch, even if it is only a stopgap until you do eventually update the toolset? I have actually spoken to Niv about this, and the main issue with it right now is it is untested with NWNEE, but we can run a couple of tests to make sure that it works. It is 2000s era software.
Oh yeah.
So it may be a little bit unreliable, but we could add it as is, as long as we are sure that it doesn't break things. So we'll take a look at it.
Sounds good.
And at least put it in there as you requested as a stopgap.
I'm going to go to a live teleprompter question.
Hello.
What does it take to become a Beamdogian? You apply for a job and we interview you, and you go through an entire day of challenges, proving your strength, your wisdom, and your intelligence. And at the end of the day, we put you in a pit and we test your constitution. And if you survive that, we leave you in the dark for a good week, doubting your purpose in life and everything about yourself. And then suddenly we might reach out to you and say, no.
That was pretty much my process.
Realistically, you apply for a job. We go through the resumes. First follow-up after a resume is a phone call. If the phone call goes well, we'll schedule a live interview. You come in, you're interviewed by essentially the team you're going to be working with, usually the team leadership. After that, it'll go to HR, and we'll send out a job offer.
Yep.
And if you sign the job offer, you are done. You now belong to us.
Yep.
Yeah,
the interview would probably be like you'll probably meet Trent, you'll probably meet me or one of the other project directors.
It all depends on the positions. I mean, sometimes like my schedule doesn't allow me to sit in on every last interview. If you're higher level, if you're like management level, I'm definitely I'm gonna force your schedule to fit mine, so that we will do the interview. But I don't force every single interview to go around me. Yeah,
depends on the position. Yeah. If you're doing a technical position, then also quite possibly somebody that is doing the same job in the company will also sit in and kind of explain to you what the position is just like, and sort of just get a feel for you. So,
So here's a question:
What
are you secretly expecting for a New Year's present? We don't really do much in the way of New Year's presents.
Yeah.
Like so what am I expecting for New Year's? I'm expecting to do a bunch of work in the office, and then hopefully get a little bit of time in my shop, see if I can finish some stuff up. Eventually get that knife sent out to Sam, because I keep forgetting to box it. I keep starting to box it up, and then I'm like, oh, well, I'm worried it might do this. No, I don't want that to happen. Okay. So Dan just offered that I should give it to him, and he'll actually get it shipped, because Dan can actually ship things.
Dan the packing man.
Dan, he gets it done. So now back to community questions.
Right on.
Any plans to add new emotes / combat animations? Have you seen the community feedback around it?
I have seen some of the community animation work that's being done, and it is great. I saw a fantastic video recently of a bunch of Neverwinter models doing Thriller. which was amazing. And yeah, I think it's something that I would like to look at, but we do have a lot of things in the queue right now.
So way back in the day at Bioware, during the development of Dragon Age, one of the programmers got a hold of the assets and did a C is for cookie with their entire their models cast, and they were singing C is for cookie. It was we were glad it was over. But anytime anybody gets motion, that's they throw in the dances.
If you check the Trello, there is an item there that is talking about additional custom slots for animation. We are aware of it as a task that we want to touch, and it is long-term development.
Yeah, and I think NW Sync ties into that by actually making sure that stuff could go around and people could actually get that without having to specifically grab all these new assets. Here's another question. Any plans to add new art assets such as tile sets, skyboxes, load screens, etc.? And if so, what's the timetable?
I mean, the first thing that we're doing with art assets is the HD art update.
Well, the render engine, like rewriting the rendering engine is going to change so many different things. It'll change what's possible. So right now, our plans are 0. Our plans are get the engine done, figure out what that means for content, build the tools out, make sure everybody can get the tools and create that content, and then our new content plans will flow from what that workflow is.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a while.
We have things in the oven.
We do.
Yeah.
Neverwinter.
Yep. Lots
when
of
will we
Neverwinter
be able to
questions
make a new caster classes, PRCs that gain spell casting levels?
That's also sort of in the long-term roadmap.
Yeah.
Hard coding a bunch of those things.
Our goal is fix things and make things better before we start tearing things open so that we can open them up a little more. So
yeah, that is on the list. When can you? There's no specific ETA for that. We do need to touch on it, but limited resources and lots of things in the queue.
Here's a question. Did either of you play D&D before getting into game development? If so, how has it influenced you?
I'll let you start.
Yeah, totally. Of course I did.
I believe Baldur's Gate is based off of a D&D campaign.
D&D is based off of Cam and his gang's campaign. I wasn't involved in that because I actually didn't know Cam until Bioware.
Oh, okay.
But funny enough, I used to play and Greg Zeschek was my DM.
Well, there you
Greg
go.
used to come down to visit his cousin Marcel, and he'd bring his brothers, Chris and Brad, and we would sit around and we would play D&D. And Greg was a really goofy DM.
I think most DMs are pretty goofy ultimately.
Swing dingle dingle, do 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 do, and do the thing. And Greg used to come down and visit. So we all used to meet at Marcel's house. And then we'd go over to his grandparents' place because they had satellite TV, and we would watch like Transformers and Kung Fu Theater. And then we would come back over to Marcel's, and then we would Kung Fu Theater with each other. And then eventually somebody would get hurt, so we would all stop, and then we would go and we would do D&D or something. And so
D&D is the post-injury activity.
D&D was like after we have hurt ourselves or hurt somebody bad enough that parents were involved, or just realized that we all hurt so bad that we had to stop. Then we would go and do D&D.
Right on.
But D&D's definitely influenced everything I've done.
Yeah. And same here. Like, I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons since I was about 8 years old. My brother was into D&D, and he got me into it. Pretty much most of my interests were because my brother did them too. And surprisingly, I just kind of hung on to them a lot more than he did, I suppose. He still plays D&D too, actually. I have a regular D&D group that I play with every Saturday.
Nice.
They're all located on the East Coast. I've been playing with the same folks for years and years and years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's all the community questions. My God, we got through them all.
Goodness.
We're awesome. Here's a question. Did you have a Secret Santa in the office? If yes, what was the most weird gift that someone has given? So our Secret Santa is special because we have the spinner.
We have the spinner.
You go up, you draw somebody's name, and you spin the spinner. And the spinner gives you the criteria on the gift. The Christmas wheel of randomness, as Dan has corrected me.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of categories. One of them is red. One of them is Sanctuary, which is a shop downstairs that specializes in witchcraft and fashion. And There's definitely some odd gifts given.
There's a gag gift thing. Where
You can get the gag gift.
Yeah.
Which always spawns one. I think the weird gift that got given this year. I think Todd got a calendar. That was my boyfriend, Justin Trudeau. So if you know Todd, he's a little conservative, probably doesn't like Justin Trudeau much. And it's very Justin Trudeau.
Well, yeah, it's all dreamy pictures of our dreamy prime minister.
Of Trudeau doing the hard thing. And so Todd loved that. he was ecstatic. He's like, wow, this is the best thing ever.
Go Google it. It's a great calendar.
Yeah. So here's a question. Why is Beamdog not partnered with Twitch?
Good question.
That is a good question. Dan, why aren't we partnered with Twitch?
We
don't stream it. We don't stream enough. That was the problem. So we had this proposal to pad out our streams by doing Drunk Dan Plays Video Games, but then there was the whole Twitch no drinking thing, and then I thought it would have been a lot of fun, but we just didn't go there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the minimum number of streams that you have to do in a month is like 16 or something like that. So we would have to stream 3 times a week.
Yeah, so the moral of the story is we're game developers and we actually like to make games. And the streaming is like a side gig. So I don't want streaming to become our main gig and we sideline as game developers. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, like.
So the answer is because we're lazy. In the new year, we will examine expanding our streaming.
There you go.
We may do more coverage on things. ...
Yeah, we'd have to, see what we would do with the stream.
Oh, here's a question. Hello. What do you want to improve for 2019 in gaming in your lives that couldn't do in 2018? By the way, miss your holidays. You missed the holiday decorations in your office, and that is sad. You're missing Sam's lights.
Oh yeah, Sam's Christmas lights. There's lots of decoration in the office.
There's a lot of decoration.
We've got dog stickers with Santa hats on them in the kitchen, and there's wreaths and
there's a whole dog thing going down.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
So what do I want to improve for 2019? For 2019, what do I want? I want to ship it all.
Ship it all.
I want to get it all done. I want to get everything out. That is my goal for 2019.
That's a lot of stuff to ship.
That is written on my board. It's like, ship it all, period. Exclamation point.
Period, exclamation point.
Exactly. Ship it all, period. Exclamation point. And that's going to be a whole lot of hustling. We want to grow the studio a bit more so we can get enough people so that we can actually ship all the things that we want to ship. And then once all those things have been shipped, we want to do something new, something cool, something different. As to exactly what that is, we can't really say anything. Crickets. Crickets.
Yeah, and as far as what I'm doing in 2019, it's what Trent asked me to do in 2019.
Yep. I'm like, Luke, we're going to invade China.
You're buying the plane tickets, right?
Start walking. Here's a question. Any plan to get the rights to do enhanced editions for Ravenloft, Strahd's Possession, Stone Prophet, or Dark Sun? We've redone a lot of stuff. I think we're pretty happy with redoing. I think in terms of my coverage on the D&D stuff, I'm pretty happy with everything we've done. I don't see a lot of great opportunities remaining.
A lot of additional EEs.
Yeah. I mean, EEs have been good to us. It's been a lot of fun to do, but it's time. It's time for us to do something new.
Time for the new hotness.
It is. It definitely is.
And that's coming.
Here's a question. Ooh. How important do you feel weekly streams and other forms of communicating with players are? Do you feel it affects the player's opinion of the company? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise we wouldn't be doing this, dude.
If this was meaningless, we wouldn't do it.
Admittedly, I am a box of hot air and like talking a lot. And the idea of goofing off in front of a camera appeals to me on many levels. But ultimately, we're doing this to try and retain some kind of communication with you guys. And that's why we kind of focus doing a lot of questions, a lot of Q&A on this. We really want to make sure that you guys feel that we're pretty accessible.
Yeah.
And if you want to know something, you can ask us. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we don't duck questions. Like if there is an unpleasant question that hits us in the face, we'll be like, no. And we'll try to be straight up about it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Yes,
like
we feel that the weekly stream is an important means of communicating with you guys, but so is the forum and so is the Trello this is a communication of kind of our macro level plans.
Yeah, I mean, from time to time, there'll be something that we can't answer yet.
Yep.
Those things do come up, but we don't like purposely duck questions.
Yep.
We just do what we have to do as a business.
Yep. So,
but yeah, like communicating is like the one of the most important things. Like, and so often you run into like companies that are just black boxes or like have no good way to communicate with their users or just like completely ignore their players, and you know, that ain't cool.
Nope.
No.
That ain't
So
good.
that's actually one of the things that really attracted me to Beamdog.
So here's a question. Any chance of a stream from my metal workshop? So right now I've been so short on time that when I roll up to work in my shop, I have no time to clean. So the shop is pretty much hazardous at the moment. It's basically stabby things laying everywhere. And those are just the shavings from everything I've built. The actual knives and stuff that are laying all over the place, those are much more dangerous. So I want to, but I gotta do some cleaning first. I might see if I can like hire a student or something. Hey, you want a job for a day? There, young
Bring a
person?
blacksmith
Here,
apprentice.
wear things that you can't be stabbed with. Now carry all this heavy stuff from here and put it there. And you, dumpster company, bring a dumpster and we'll throw everything into it. Another question: does the green screen stay the same all week, or do you set it up and put it away every Friday?
It's a permanent fixture.
It stays here.
Yep.
This is up on our wall in our boardroom all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
We do meetings on that side of the stream setup, and the stream setup's just
whenever
always
you're
here.
in here having a boardroom, there is a green screen behind you on the one wall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is an interesting question.
There
Does
you go.
Beamdog make more money than they spend? Sometimes. Sometimes we make more money than we spend. Sometimes we spend more money than we make. It's the joy of capitalism. Game development's kind of crazy because if you think about it, it's like you got a little bit of that Kevin Costner, if you build it, they will come thing happening, which is a little terrifying. But at the same time, it kind of falls into this zone where sales continue to happen regardless of what you're doing. So especially with a strong brand like Dungeons and Dragons and Baldur's Gate, the products tend to sell well. So somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it's important that we continue to support them in order to...
Yeah, like it's one of the
to
reasons we
entice people to
continue
pick
to
them up.
support the products is that they continue to sell. And that's kind of a good business. It's a good balance. So Dan is giving me the start to wrap after this question. I don't know how to start to wrap.
You just rap.
Oh yeah, we gotta do the whole recap on the news.
All right, let's take a look at this recap. We've got it's
Beamdog
Office
News.
Moving Day.
Office Moving Day.
Yep.
You should work here.
Apply for jobs. They're at beamdog.com/jobs.
Yep.
We are on sale on GOG, 75% off IE and 33% off of Neverwinter Nights. And we have a 20 Years of Baldur's Gate contest. There will be details on Twitter, on Facebook, on forum, everywhere that you get your Beamdog news.
Yep. And it's your experience with Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
So
your
either tell us
favorite
about
experience
something
with Baldur's
amazing
Gate.
you did with your character, or when you first encountered it and you didn't sleep for 36 hours, and then you realized that you were deluded and you were in a bad place and that you needed to drink water or you were going to die. Those kind of things. Those are the fun things we want to meet.
Yep.
We're supposed to give away a collector's edition.
Oh, we have a
This
collector's
one
edition giveaway.
We're going to give it away to A_Nastiel.
A Nastiel. Congratulations. You won a collector's edition.
This is yours. 4 or 5 pounds of joy.
Congratulations.
2.49
kilograms of video game related swag and joy.
That is all. Thank you very much, everybody.
Have a good one. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2019.
We'll see you in the new year.